the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show at the 2019 Hall of Heavy Metal History Award show with iconic drummer Mike Portnoy.
Nice to meet you.
Mike Portnoy, congratulations.
Thank you.
Getting inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I read your tweet about 23 hours, probably about 30 hours ago, that you've just finished doing the drums for the second Sons of Apollo record. How do you do that?
Well, you write the songs, you go in, you hit record, and you bang on some drums, and poof, there's an album. It's amazing.
But I thought it was going to take, the last album was so off the chain, I thought it was going to take you guys a while to let it simmer.
No, well, the reality is, the reason we're kind of like having to get it done now is because I'm leaving Monday to go on tour with the Neil Morse Band, and I'm going to be out with that for the next 4 months. So we knew if we wanted to get a new Sons of Apollo album done, this was our window of opportunity. So we wrote it, put it together, got the drums down, but now we could catch our breath, and those guys can spend the rest of the year doing their parts. But the rush was to get me done in time for me to hit the road, so mission accomplished.
So you laid down the drums, but Sheehan and Bumblefoot haven't put their stuff down yet.
No, but Bumblefoot was at my house. We wrote the album, myself, Bumblefoot, and Derek Sherinian at my house. So Ron's got all of his, they're called scratch guitars done. But these are like, it's the very, very bottom foundation of the album, and now everything will build on top of it.
How blown away were you with the success of Sons of Apollo?
Well, I knew it was a hell of a lineup. It was kind of like a dream lineup for me that I imagined, and I knew it was going to be an amazing band. So really, putting the band together and how we play together and the music we write together is all we can control. But how the fans or the critics embrace it and accept it is out of our control. But it seemed like everybody really liked the band and is looking forward to more, so we are too.
How do you stay humble when you're considered one of the greatest drummers in heavy metal and rock?
Well, because I know I'm not. Winning drum awards, it's nice, it's an honor, but for me it's almost intimidating because now I feel like I have this expectation to live up to, and I do all these drum shows and I walk around with like my tail between my legs, so I just keep it real. I know what my strengths are, but I know what my weaknesses are as well, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I am what I am.
Now here's the big question. So Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee are talking about doing music together, and I know you're the guy. So now, have you talked to them about working with them on music in the future?
Not recently. I had a brief email exchange with Alex, I think when Neil announced his retirement. But the reality is, look, those guys are my heroes, and Neil as well, obviously. I would do it in a heartbeat if hypothetically it was ever asked, but I don't think in a million years it would ever happen without all three of them. And I love and respect and honor Neil so much. I would never want to do anything without his blessing. But that being said, in a hypothetical world, if the call ever came, it would be a dream gig for me. Yeah, of course.
But it's not. But from what Geddy Lee is saying and Alex Lifeson, it's not going to be called Rush. So you could just slip right in there.
Hey, I know the tunes. I've been playing them my whole life. In fact, I just did a really cool Rush tribute. It's a steel drum tribute. It was with a pan drum orchestra of like 50 different steel drummers and myself on drums and guitar and bass. And we recorded a bunch of Rush songs, but with like this 50-piece steel drum orchestra. It was really cool. That's going to be coming out in the next couple months.
What was the highlight of touring with Avenged Sevenfold and playing on the album?
It was an honor. That was a tough period for them, and it was a very emotional period for them, and it was an honor for me to be asked to do it. It came at a weird time for me because it was around when I left Dream Theater as well, so it got really weird. But all that being said, the experience was great. Those guys are cool guys, and they're a great band, and they're doing great. I'm glad they're back on their feet and on top of the world. So it was a great experience. I'm glad I did it.
What's next for Mike Portnoy?
As we talked about, it just laid down the foundation of a new Sons of Apollo. We also have a live package coming out this summer, doing a whole set of covers with an orchestra and everything. I'm playing with Metal Allegiance tomorrow. We just put out our second album. Friday, the Neil Morse Band album comes out. That's a new album that I did, which is a double concept album for my whole prog world. I hit the road with that on Monday. I'll be out with Neil Morse for most of the year. I also laid down the foundations for the new Flying Colors album, which is my band with Steve Morse and Dave LaRue. And so, yeah, there's like 5 or 6 different bands, just constantly juggling them.
Favorite Emerson, Lake and Palmer album?
Brain Salad Surgery. Although maybe the live album, if I'd go with that because it was triple album and all the extended versions.
Okay, and then favorite Bozzio performance?
Oh, well, I mean, Zappa's my god. So the stuff he did with Zappa is amazing. Baby Snakes and all that stuff. The movie. I love Spring Session M, the first Missing Persons album. But if I had to pick one Terry album, it'd probably be Danger Money by UK. Yeah.
And what do you think of John Wetton? Just give a shout out.
He was so amazing and such a sweetheart of a guy too.
Met John Wetton?
Oh yeah, many times. In fact, I recorded a track with him right before he passed away. So there's a track that I played on with for him and Jeff Downs that is in the can that hopefully will see the light of day someday. But yeah, John. I mean, obviously between Crimson, like the Red album is one of my favorite albums ever, and the Starless, one of my favorite songs ever. But then also UK and Asia. I mean, he's a prog legend.
Mike Portnoy, it's been great talking to you.
Thank you.
The Blairing Out Show.